Skutash, Manchugit Ivan Manuel Ibarra. Good day, my name is Ivan Manuel Ibarra, and now here's Monica Lopez at the April 2008 Wellness Conference in Tucson.
My name is Monica Lopez. I'm a registered dietitian. I'm also a Thon Autumn Nation member, and I went to the School of University of Arizona to get my bachelor's, and I did my internship in Prescott. And now I'm working at the Sal's Hospital and the Diabetes Prevention Program. And I've been there since 2002, and I really enjoy it because it focuses on the prevention part of disease, such as diabetes. And one of the things that we do in the school is that we go to the kids or we make connections with administrators about ways to educate kids in the area of health. And health is a big area, such as STD prevention, but we basically focus on diabetes prevention. And I'm also part of a coalition called Tono Autumn Taking Ownership Wellness Coalition, and it's a new group that we started in the Sal's area, and it includes different agencies such as Healthy Autumn Promotion Program, the Tono Autumn Community Action, and the Tono Autumn Nation Youth Council. What our main focus is to get kids active again. A lot of times kids spend so much time in front of the TV, and they're so inactive that they gain a lot of weight, and it's bringing up about a lot of complications for childhood obesity, such as sleep apnea, high blood pressure, even heart failure, liver disease. And a lot of time when we think about liver disease, we think about liver disease that affects only people that drink alcohol. Well, this is a type of liver disease that kids get that do not involve alcohol. They have slipped hip bones. They have what we call PCOS that affects females of childbearing age. They can get type 2 diabetes, atherosclerosis, pain in the joints, cancer, gallstones, and kidney failure. And these are things that are happening to kids even as young as 3 years old. So it's really important that we really do something as a community to get these kids moving, to get them educated, and to get them on a path to better well-being. Well, the main thing that we encourage is role modeling. You know, if your child sees you drinking soda pop, you bring the drink home and you set it in the refrigerator, well, naturally the kid is going to want to do that. So you have to be the best role model that you can. If you want your children to eat fruits and vegetables, well, guess what? You need to eat fruits and vegetables. And a lot of times, kids are being served adult-sized portions. You know, portion sizes have changed over the years. What you see right now in a current fast food drive-through like McDonald's, you get this small child-sized meal. Well, that is pretty much appropriate for an adult size. And a lot of times we hear from the community that it's so unsafe to exercise in their village or their neighborhood that they just give up exercising altogether. So we encourage them to do maybe an obstacle course outside the house, you know, form a walking club so you can walk as a group and not feel threatened by your environment. Or maybe, you know, take the whole family on an outing to the recreation center. So things like that need to involve your whole family and the community. Just basically that we really need to work together as a team. You know, we can't just depend on the schools to do the job. We can't just depend on one single entity to do it. We all have to work together.
And now here's Tono Communications reporter David Garcia.
We're here in South Arizona. We have Mr. Ernest Moristo, who is going to be going to trial in regards to his issue with the district and the nation as a whole. If you would, Ernest, just give us some information based on why you're here at the tribal courts for trial and what were you arrested for, and go from there.
Okay, well, only thing I was doing is protecting the sacred site, sacred area, and what happened was I was ticketed for trespassing, threatening, and resisting arrest, which I thought was very wrong, and I never had a chance to explain myself, and I was brought into here at the jail house, and I had to spend the overnight, and got out, and and that's where we're at right now, going to court for this purpose is trying to save the sacred site, and the whole area and protecting it, Toiski, you know.
I know
So
that the Baboquivari Defense Project, as you're aware of, you have a lot of supporters, non-Indians as well as other Indians from various parts of the country supporting your efforts in regards to the Baboquivari Peak.
hmm
Uh, what about the tribal members here on the nation as well as off the nation?
Well, as far as I know that there are probably a lot of them that are confused, and a lot of them that hear by other people, and a lot of it is they're been misled, and hopefully they'll be here for court to understand what this is about, and why I'm going through it, because it pertains all the people. We know that Ito created all people, and they support it around the world at the UN level, So we're hoping that this will be a good thing for us, at this court.
This morning I asked the district chairwoman from the Baboquivari district for an interview just before 9 a.m. When you're going to trial, which is understandable. She chose not to be interviewed, and she mentioned that she would have to get approval from the district council.
Right.
And so, from the district council, what is your feeling in terms of? Have you had an opportunity to try to even talk with the district council prior to the trial coming up this morning, May 8th, 2008? And if so, could you elaborate?
Yes, it's been going on for quite some time. So this is maybe the fourth chairman that's been in there for the district level. That's how long it's been going on since I think in the 80s, early 80s. So 80 and going on to 28 years now, you know. So as far as the district, uh, I've, uh, they know where I stand, and heard me at their, doing the presentation at their community district level, and the same way with Freshnel community, and we've done presentations all over the rest and outside of the rest in schools. Then we moved on to up to the Pima rest, and we did presentations there, and they were all supportive, and same way with the grassroots people here, or all over, they're in support of what we're doing, standing up for what's right.
This morning you have your attorney as well as friends and relatives here, and I know that this morning the jury will be selected, and so time will tell if in fact the trial will go on today, maybe extended tomorrow. And so we were trying to get the individuals who's representing the district, and hopefully they'll be open to an interview. But in the meantime, is there anything else that you'd like to share? Because it's very important that this information goes out to not only to the nation as a whole, but also to what's actually going on, because a lot of discussion of Indians throughout the country are trying to protect their sacred sites as well as natural resources and so on and so forth. So again, we will see what will happen, what the outcome will be if a jury will be selected.
hmm I'm really uh, hopeful that everything will go all right in this court, and hopefully the jury will understand what's been said in there, and get to the bottom. As far as I know, the jury will be all natives, so hopefully they'll understand what we're trying to say, and hopefully they'll be with us, and because this sacred sites and sacred areas are all important to all of them people, not only the all of them, but Akhmer all of them too, and the same way with all the other tribes that we've met all through the years. Same with Mount Graham, San Francisco Peak. We supported their group too. And same way with our issue on the Sacred Mountain and the Baboquivari Mountains, or Baboquivari Peak and Niitoi's home, and all the environment along the mountains. That's what we're trying to protect right there. Instead of being developed. And I think that's one thing that should be kept. And there shouldn't be any developments on any sacred area. We were more on focused on the grassroots people. They're the ones that need to know more than the government people here, because they're the ones that are giving us the courage to telling us to protect the area. I'm not the only one. There's another caretaker here, and his name's Dennis Manuel. So both of us, we've been around, so everybody knows what we've been up to. But we've never had the chance to go towards legislative or any of the Baboquivari Council, because we were pretty busy all this time.
What I would like to do is show you the headlines. This is the Runner, dated May 16th, 2008, and I would like to read the entire article that was written in the Runner on Ernest Moristo. Man who says he's protector of sacred Baboquivari is found guilty of criminal trespass, resisting arrest. A man who for decades has asserted that he is the protector of lands below Baboquivari Peak was found guilty in the Thornton Justice Court of confronting a work crew that was trying to build a ramada at the park below the peak. Ernest Moristo was found guilty of criminal trespass and resisting arrest and acquitted of threatening. The incident occurred September the 18th, 2007, when a work crew from the Baboquivari district was in the park getting ready to build a ramada near the existing picnic tables. Moristo approached the members of the crew and started yelling at them, according to court testimony. He continued to confront them, though they asked him to leave them alone. They called the Baboquivari district officials, who in turn called the Thornton Police Department. Moristo reportedly was uncooperative with police and was arrested and charged. His jury trial was May 8th. He will be sentenced on June the 2nd at 1:30 p.m. What is not in the article is that his court date for June 2nd, 2008 will determine his sentencing based on the recommendation from the probationary department. So again, this is something that will be based on the recommendation from that department. So again, this is an article in the Runner, May 16, 2008. Dennis Manuel.
Samay mas manhaj tun nana patu. Ta mo ba matio iwusat idama. Maya matihab uju iya. Uwe pihab uju iya. Autumn ta tono autumn moja kik ihtoi iya. Mata bijok tukuk nyukadam. Ernie moja amtit moja kik sihuk wipisat. Amtit apihi nyukadam iki mo amtit ya takita iya. Cik joy gamu mata bajoma koko mata macamakuswa gam mata moapak tapek. Mata moapak tak yahusi mom kambo ban mo baga park. Udah mas cuy ke gede mat ke kampio mo kawato ma betu apuak udah turkey mo ka bag. Ko bag ke mata mo apak te judo mo sipio itu ke mama ke capak pim tak kita bos rai cu ke boy hiap po hai cu abe. Tok si hai cu ke mo piak ta chur I toi kukur but hianik chu hakid cha was manap choi hai chu in wu be kita etam hai chu tua ka min ki chu mo ta ki I toi so se ga pa cha aga was di ta ma chu ku cham si has uri di ta mo bata tua ka da gu che da ta chu ni tam hai chu tua ka min nap choi Bố sẽ đi ta mà chăm chăm ta nát có mặt ta bò mặt bìa ai cho kí bìa ai cho hoa bạc ta chăm hai cho hoa gì chăm hai cho bố hoa ta mà bìa mà chỉ có nói mơ mà cái tam ta nát này chăm mà mình kí hem mà vớ sập ta bò gửi ta hai cho bìa bạc mà ta mà ra hiu mà ta bò cho nhỉ mà bò yêu phát đi ta tôi siêu kia mà chết mà chăm chết làm bị oi thì dat foi itam thì gust mà sát cam hết tas mà sát mà chăm chết mà tập siêu oi ta đã siêu cái mà bà hoa này cứ cái chắc sẵn chập ya swaf cái mà tập bojjo cái gari ariona to ya waf cái muy ai mà cái mà thì yo him cho dat cái gari ariona to cái dat Då de tjopp I ta åt man på se åt man tjopp och se hai chukum så det är så gita man har så ge on on hai chu be mo ha kai chu go på mo bagamas ma så mat pit it piot up much kom chap dai ko bi so I to chum mo nyu ko do so ta ma mà tôi sẽ bỏ áp.
Dennis, hukuk jemata masma mi uushat mam setam amrote ke Ernest. Mata kami uushat mo mata ki kam masma pukyu chi mo masapa. Mata pasi masma abab sejunya mata pas chamo iskusha mak am chukshan. Ma basiswa ma pawi tak to ke ki kam chu khoi ma thma u pa ko ka ki kam just ke chukshan pa mas pa mas has mas ma moi mo ka hi u shat ka pa tak mas apo pui ke ka tak ma tas si has mas ma bo ju ma ha chukshan pa kasi uli tmo ma mas ma uwa kuta kam just pa hawi tak to legislative council tam legislative council ma ma pa po chi ma huma po hawi tak to ki kam mas sa chi ka uli da kasi mas ma moi po cham just ki kam pagita mas ma amo water pi ma po tam Rapi uli tu mo mas ma chui khumus ma tu da mas ma pai jo ma bo chu ma tu ma wo pa ka khumus kam ma mas ma mi u shat ka hu lote sidiki
Cái mà cái mà đi ta hôm hai chứ mà tôi xí cái mà chết mà đã coi hai chút con rồi hai chút đi nan có mà xí mà ta chút đi ta một ta tua cái đi ta chút áp chơi cái mà ta bây chỗ cái nó có cái bây giờ cái nan có mà con rồiเอาสบายแต่ถึงมาฮึกหมดสีฮึกคือคำตัวสีอัมเจ็ดมาจุกที่อัมเจ็ดินให้จุอับตัวยูกุจะก็จะประกอบมาเยอะจุมปีโบสีอ่ะมาสกอร์เรนอกูก็มันเยอะก็มาพาสอยตัดกิดอัมเจ็ดมาก็เรมันนับจูเสกมาจูเสกก็จักสัญญาเก็บเปียลาปมาโซเชก็จะit amateur not more I got some objection. So da pia mas maita ito he was automata a weekam was pia no I just ran annex pia no I should I urged up a map ta ha so tat dit Shachut pamoy ta istui hasti himta ka oy raba aba ida tuma huk mot si huk kum si wo kam chas masma upechum him chud ktoi si amjid ta tuak ta moga maga culture tradition wo sake ta machasi thimatak as imas mahim chud thimatak it was up anam ita ta ita hai chum joy chỉ có cái chỗ sắp bấm bỏ tầm nuôi ai tầm bỏ chơi rồi rồi happy chỉ mấy tầm hai ít ít đã trước rồi mồm mồm hơi chơi được nè có sẽ có mồm hơi chơi được chỉ đại chung bự đấy.
My question to Dennis Manuel was I wanted his own personal feelings based on how this process is handled when it comes to local concern. And based on decisions that are made at the local level and then eventually to the district council, either by resolution and forwarded to the legislative council for council's action. And if I could, I believe as his answer to that was that, years ago, in how important it was that, it's kind of like putting a fence or creating a fence or in terms of how individuals or members of the nation extremely important how that on one hand it becomes a problem based on that protocol, and the intent is basically to hear from the community or members within that in that area based on whatever the issue might be. And so it's extremely important for those of you, some people, in particularly those of you who what I also was hearing from Dennis, how important it is also you young people or members of the nation as a whole, how extremely important it is based on how important it is to protect this sacred site as we know it as the Baboquivari Peak, Ito's home, and future development that from your own respected communities and districts when they take part in the tribal politics of making decisions that will have a direct impact years to come. And therefore, as other Indian tribes throughout the country are taking a position and getting support from outside individuals and groups, in particular here on the nation is protecting all sacred sites throughout the reservation, and we're here at the Baboquivari Peak. And there are a number of sacred sites throughout the nation where it's important for those of you who live in those communities to educate yourself in terms of what kind of an impact it will have when your officials from your respective communities and districts and legislative representatives take a position. And so again, he was stressing that to the listening and viewing audience, in particular the O'odham people. So I would hope that you take an interest at the local level, at the district level, and at the nation's level about any issue that will have an impact on the nation as a whole, because it's a bigger picture in terms of what has been identified as the Baboquivari Peak is a sacred site. The nation has taken a position on how important it is, and even lobbied Congress to protect the Baboquivari Peak as it has done other places. So again, I wanted to just kind of reiterate that question that I asked, because again, as I've said, it's simply trying to educate our own O'odham people in terms of how important it is when we talk about sacred sites, and yet when we live in our own communities, we don't even know that there's even a sacred site there. So again, it was very important for that to ask that question.
Donna O'odham Legislative Councilwoman Mary Lopez gives her personal views on the matter. She's from the Sif-Or district.
Yeah, I know that Baboquivari gets you know, mapasi masma samechut or whatever you were told, as masma be early, then I feel more, you know, more urge get the go that was so much come how we heard it more skug up chuik, skug go the doak. It's a well more in our time, I guess more see more ejik haichu matochuk the or haichu mat mochum sis up on you could that the god tam how we heard it. And even though you can't like map the go see jiwa mo kano see o go see up go see other abe machabaga mop ki toy but map the wap shmo amjitonya that you kind of you feel that sense mop moy him up come go that and I think mo ka to ishon kamjit mo hakita choy ka the ha mo has mas ma na be jo him gi toy has jo mo ka hiu has jo banako ka ma doi be ka much kam and po he comes her cookage mo si go him a go kadak and
Kasi uli took mo kam si usk mo say to the local concern. Mo pamasma ptui ka to no some constitution ka pamasma I ho ai go legislative council mo to mo EOG ka masma bo chu mo mo so tam ta bo chi ti apu hai chi him ta ka mo si ha ka mo chuk san no chuk san mas pasi masma mo apu with that si sa sai chu ke ka pet na pa pu uli to mo ka si ke masma pa mo chi wa ma ta pion ka kon ma ta bo chi pio hai chu pu nya ka mo ka masma o ja su ka to no tam constitution ko ta ta po ta ma sa bo chi pu ki ani ne pa pa lo tam ka si ha sai chu ma nyu chi wo sa pin pe pu hai chu pe pu ni kai ha
yeah, I know much homo much amaga constitution mo ka pa po the tam amjit him hoge and hoge mata hoge the boche mo ka district so ta aniga ho ta wika mata ka ma chu mo nyoko ya pasa early ta kam districts mata hoge mo chip ka I guess in the Constitution for matters of local concern, it's under the district government. Mohascho be uri taga mo taki that amjit mohagama pujur ha mataichu mo inyuko and nawaha mo ba masma iag legislative much ba pujur an ohodag mohascho tjipkan. Ba ada upwusik autumn much behind aba masma mo executive.
porque ta so ju ma sa masma pa cho ju ku a chi o su poeta mo ko ta ma pa si ha su li ku ju li ku mu ha ku ta masma ma cho ma po ju ma ta ke ta po chi porque na the district council masma mu ki a ku ka masma chu ka to no tam constitution o ta po ma si ta ke ko ta mu ha masma po ju e ho ai go au ki chuksan oya mata ka ma mata ta ta I mo tam amo ka masaso ju tolo te Ernest Moristo ka ma tam si ku Ernest Moristo mo si has to uli ka ki to I to ki
mato do chuksan ya aniga ka mo pa mata kam ka moi moi
ka pa pe po masma po ta ka pa po mo ko ko mo ai ko pa masma po ju pa po chuksan no pa
ki da mo herde ma
porque mo pik Ernest and pa ma ki to ame mo ku I to ki
yeah no pe hagam poi pa masma po inyo no pe hagam am si ha shon am up chui ka ki da matagam amoy worm chip kam aga manyam chum sha oi da homo mo hokem bi chui kam ki da kam am si foi da man pe wus mach no pe hai mo mo ustok mo hai mo da has aga and ba achim manyo kem is mach mo hai go mo hokam am nyu ko mo hokam mo ha chip kan mataki da mai chu ai mata mo pa oju ka hokaj at Bapoi Masma Mohagam Amsimia Bitchkits March Hasjot. Hasot aga has gato ishon kamjit hasot hasjot chipka. Hakan papa ichi manyap masma mias amicho da binki amjit pa mom mat pumsa magaur mas no pik chuch kshon mo piwus ap masma chipkan at poi mo nyoy da chuka da himadak. Machap chucha mo mapobe amjit Hope mashagaur masma chuch kaichu.
Porque hoy que pues thank you que mo mas ma parte district chairwoman porque hoy to asu que am just pa mas ma colleague pa parte legislative council ya ho ai ko ya mas am just mo kaul a chief kan elected officials ia que ya mo sama just mo muito ko tam si has uli de ko kul toak mo te muito apo nana ma apek te apo hoi kita te nan ko mas mo te sa sai te Oya mas tapo ke mas ma po ju ma tau ma ko rote apa mo dit ke mas manyamu porque oya exclude here
For myself, speaking for to what happened up there was for trespassing. I think first of all they didn't have a native police coming up. They had a white police woman coming up, and to top that off, she didn't even look at the papers that I had. So I think that in court it went one way. That's how I see with along with trespassing, resisting, and the only thing they found me not was threatening. They found me not guilty on that. But all three, I mean, on the other two charges, I think I wasn't guilty of anything. I was only trying to protect what's sacred up there.
In the proceedings, one of the things that was very interesting that came out of this hearing was that in fact this was the second incident. If you could, for the visiting or for the audience out there, if you could elaborate on the first incident took place because it's very important. One was that this was the second incident, but in fact, with the first one, you had documents.
Mm-hmm.
Documents that you presented to the Tohono Police Department officer, and in fact the officer accepted and recognized and respected uh, your efforts in why it was so important, and with the documents was very important because in the second incident, in the discussion in the hearing, was that in fact the second police officer, when they were called upon to the Baboquivari Park, that was the issue, your issue, in, versus where the first officer respected it and looked at the documents and therefore stopped the whole project at the Baboquivari Park. So if you could elaborate on that.
Okay, that when I called in that day that was going on, what they were doing, what I tried to stop them the second time. The first time, I called the police, TO police, and asked them for native police to come up, and they responded to that, and did the same thing. I showed him I had my document and everything, and this time he took a look at it and he took the time to read through it, sat down, and I told him to take his time looking through it. So if there's any questions, that he could ask me. But he went through all that, and it took a while, and he realized what was happening. So what he told me is that, okay, I'm going to stop this. This project right here, what's going on. So and I really respected that because he was really good to hear that some TO has the same feelings that I do. That means that papers mean something, and and that I live there. And so it's a shame that I had to get a American white woman police to be it's the second time to be come up here. So I got a lot of respect for the TO police that do take their job serious.
There was a long discussion based on what was said during the time when the police officer and the district officials from Baboquivari districts came to the park. There was a lot of discussion on that, and because of that discussion, what came out of it that in fact, why was it that the district employees called the district officials rather than the police department if in fact the employee was threatened at the time? And I think it made a big difference because therefore you were found not guilty on the threatening charge. If you could elaborate what transpired from the time that the police officer came on the scene up to the time where in fact you were arrested and charged with threatening, because again there was a lot of discussion on the witness from the nation side, who in fact who you supposedly had threatened.
Our way, our autumn way is the always, you tell someone, but you say it in a way where they know, you're serious about what you're saying, and sometimes it's called strong talk, and a lot of people can't handle that nowadays, in the old days, and that's how people listen to you. You put things, in a way that they can understand, and and that is a strong issue. So for that part, I never thought that I threatened anybody, and to top it off, to myself, that would be like getting right up close to them, which I never did. I stood far away from them, and I told them from where I stood, and that was about like 10 or 15 foot away, and to top it off, I didn't have nothing on me. I don't know why they tried to say, I threatened them. As for their parts, they had the bar right there and the shovels and the tools, where they could defend themselves. And I seen that, and and that wasn't the way, I seen it the way they said it. So it's kind of like they're, like I said, it's one-sided. It's all one-sided, So to myself, I wasn't threatening. I was just telling them, what I believed in, and what. Well, the strength that goes along with it.
And on the charge that you were found guilty was resisting arrest, if you could elaborate, because what also came out of that discussion, that in fact you had the documents uh, on hand. As a matter of fact, you went back to your home, got the documents, and came back and actually waited and sat there for the police department and also the district officials to come. And it was at that point where the discussion on your part wanting to show the documents to the police officer. If you could share that with the audience, what happened from that point on to where you were where the officer was now charging you for resisting arrest.
Uh, like I've said before, I think I had a right to be there, and I waited. Like I said, I called the police and I waited for them to come. And so when they got there, they came over, and I told the policewoman that I was the one that called for the police. And the reason why I did that is because I believed that that they were ruining the sacred area, And another thing is, you never know what you might dig up in that area. So so what happened was, that the lady that the police officer never went through my document or never looked at it, and but she just told me to leave. And I told her, no, I'm not leaving until you look at that, and because I have every right, to be here. So that went on until I got arrested, and they got me for resisting arrest for just back, just stepping back and just removing my arm when she just grabbed it. And I guess that's what you call resisting right there. And I never did give a hard time to the officer that arrested me. I just told her that to watch out for my left arm, and 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 that's how it went. I never resisted. But if you make a move, I guess that's what you call resisting. So that was resisting that they found me guilty, and trespassing, not guilty, and threatening, they found me not guilty on that.
In the questioning with the police officer, in fact, you were given two options. One was to leave, and if you didn't leave, you would be arrested. But it was clear to me that what you were trying to raise, even in that discussion, was that your documents, that you felt that she didn't take the time to look over the documents as it was done in the first incident where the officer, tribal member officer, came and actually went through the documents, and that's why he felt and did stop the project. Where in the second incident, you felt that she didn't do that. As a result of that, now you're now going to, as I understand it, June 2nd, 2008, at 1:30, you will be going for sentencing, but that you also had to report to the probationary department, and based on the probationary department's recommendation, will have an impact on your sentencing. And so, have you done that? Report to the probationary department.
No, I haven't done that, and simple reason is because she's been out on the field, and the only way she can get through me is through my sister. And so she called my sister up and told her that sometime next week that'll be my first time to meet my PO. Then after that, on the second, I'll be sentenced. So I don't know how the outcome is going to be, and hopefully everything works out all right.
So, Ernest, the other thing that came out in the hearing was where you actually live at, where your home is, and the distance where the incident happened. There was a lot of discussion on both sides, and so if you could, for the audience, so that the audience has a better understanding in terms of where your home is and the Baboquivari Park.
Okay, the Baboquivari is I live a little bit west from there, and to me that's about maybe a 2-minute walk. That area, it's been connected to the park, and as you can see right here, Baboquivari Park. If anybody knows what park means, that can mean they can be sold or could be traded. And like I've always said, it's not a park; it's a sacred area. So that's what been pushing for all this time that I've been at it. It's not a park, and I wish people would finally realize what it really means. Parks to be sold or trade.
Yeah, none of you Mata mo ia pai bosat ida. Mata mai che dagi mata ko che do ko kama ko ida mata masias urit ida. Ko ka mo ko mata ko ma chuk to ar ma pim. Ma pim ar ma pim ka to ne ida mo. Aso si mas mata bosa jo ka bo pas pi mo po mas mo pa choik chama pi pai chu ki khai chi che ke mo machim si sko kam oi ti the mat pi po pas mat ne ar ko sapa bo tat ko bo chi ko po hak chi ko po pe ko da ko po tai ki wum ta che hak ma pa choik che mo ke choik mat da bo sa chu to po pas ka ma ho ko sake mo töki mo botoni ma to bosa chok sa go po mat po ma sa off po ka ap to ar ma pim oi ne ko töki mo si hai chukam udo ma ka kyo ma to mo pyo chok to kyukam udo to go si hai chu ke wo si to mo ba po go chuk himata ka to ka töki mo tas mas mo amaschak ar ma pim was eta hai cho mat himatak chupe amche team kam o turkey macham bab se as ure chum haga chum si sko komoid matotum ko ke ta ke nya go de.
I'd just like to summarize the whole proceedings that took place because I was in the courtroom throughout the whole time that Ernest Moristo was in the courtroom. There was a lot of objections on the chief prosecutor's side, the nation's side, in terms of allowing a lot of what the counsel for Ernest Moristo wanted to submit for his defense. And again, a lot of discussions went back and forth, a lot of objections on the part of the chief prosecutor. But overall, it was really the 6 jurors, tribal members, who were selected by both sides of counsel. The presiding judge was Judge Mendoza, and so again he heard the discussions and throughout the whole proceedings. And you had in the audience were also the district officials, including members of the nation, non-tribal members, and again, it was very important in terms of what this trial was all about. I did not hear any discussions, nor was there any evidence that was submitted on the defendant's side, Ernest Moristo, in terms of the protection of the sacred sites here in the Baboquivari district, Itlaiski. And so again, he went on to make it very clear to the jurors what the charges were, and made it very clear that in fact they would hear both sides, and based on all of the discussions and the decisions would have to be entirely to the jurors. And in fact, there was 8 jurors throughout the whole proceedings up until the end, where he excused 2, and so there was 6 jurors who made the ultimate decisions to find Ernest Moristo guilty on 2 charges and 1 found not guilty.
Yes, the probation department for the Tohono Judiciary did not recommend any jail time for Mr. Moristo. The prosecutor's office did recommend jail time, and the judge did accept the recommendation of the prosecutor's office. Mr. Moristo will be serving a total of 30 days.
Oikashi Tamni, thank you for joining us.
Atama mare mare na wapa atama mare mare na wapahin tanatama pa tanatama pa wapa atama mare mare na wapa atama mare mare na wapahin tanatama pa wapa atama mare mare